Salutations, everyone. How is everybody doing? I just wanted to come real quickly. Not going to be with you long. I just wanted to come and just kind of wish everyone a blessed, happy New Year. Um, you know, I know people may have their resolutions or whatever they decide they want to do to set some goals for themselves, and I'm just not into all of that. I just encourage myself and everyone else to just grow within their purpose, continue to grow with whatever they want to accomplish, whether it was a year ago or 2 months ago or an hour ago. Just continue to strive for evolution in any aspect of your lives. Continue to grow in your faith. Continue to grow within your spirituality, especially your mental health. That's most important. But I know, I just hope that everyone has the abundance and the whatever they need, excuse me, whatever they need to grow in a positive direction. And it's still going to be some conflicts. There's still going to be some hiccups. There's still going to be some barriers in any which way that may stunt your growth, or you may feel like it's going to um, not be conducive to what you aspire to do. But don't let that stop you. Don't allow that demonic force to hinder you for whatever it is that you want to do. So I just, wanted to come before you real quickly. I'm looking forward to continue to grow my platform, and again, I do appreciate um, those who continue to support, those who continue to subscribe, those who's been watching my clips that I've been putting up lately of my previous interviews and videos that I've done. I appreciate the views on that. But again, I encourage you to actually watch the videos on my YouTube channel, the full interviews on my YouTube channel. So that was the idea of kind of pushing those clips forward so you could kind of generate traffic that way. And I'm kind of been exploring the whole TikTok space as well, because I have been told that will help me grow my platform as well by having that engagement with TikTok. And I've noticed that has been helpful. So I want to shout out my cousin Sade for suggesting that to me, and a couple of other people that have been suggesting that as well. As far as being able to um, put my content out there to more of the masses, as well as the monetization behind it as well. But that still requires some effort as well, because TikTok, when it comes to TikTok, the monetization doesn't happen overnight, just like with the YouTube space. But however I'm able to grow, I'm still working towards the TikTok space, and maybe I could get some more feedback and suggestions on how to navigate, because TikTok to me doesn't seem all that user friendly. Maybe it's just me, but I find it to be kind of frustrating in some aspects to kind of try to navigate through the TikTok, especially on the desktop. The phone is in the app is not too bad, but it's when it comes to trying to log in to the website itself. I try to log in so many times, and it's not, it keeps bringing me back to the same page. So yeah, so I'm still trying to work that out. But anywho, I've been, I've been paying close attention to a lot of different things that's been going on. People trying to, um, people are trying to push Nicki Minaj to be deported from this country, because of her views, and her occupying certain spaces, and that right there is a bit much to me, but that's just my opinion. There's been some lawsuits going on. Tyler Perry still have accusers coming forward trying to file lawsuits against him, for actual assault. So, so I've been aware. My ears has been to the streets. Excuse me. So, I've been very much aware of what's been going on. I just don't feel the need to really, kind of dwell on that too much, because my focus is on other things, other personal matters, that yeah, I have, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I have not been bothered these last couple of days, because I did touch on certain aspects in regards to my relationship with my son and how strained it is. But now it's to the point where it's now, um, it's more strained than I thought. The estrangement between myself and my son has been, yeah, it's to a point where I'm like, wow, I really messed, like, did I really mess up that badly? Apparently I did, because, um, he had sent me because, there were times we go back and forth, about certain things, and, but it never catapulted to this degree, to where he actually, was had the, the comfortability and the fact that he was free to express a lot of things on a text message, a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? He sent me a text message that's disturbing and disheartening. Um, some things that you would never want, your own, child to express to you as a parent, even though you know that you've done, you haven't been the best, or, there are certain methods of parenting that were not favorable. And I know I faulted in a lot of ways, but, I just didn't think, I didn't know that it was to the extent of him, um, specifying, you know, that my parenting, or the way I approach certain things, was toxic to him. And I have to, there's, like I said, certain things I have to eat up, but it's hard to digest, right? Because I know that, people who know me know I'm not always the easiest to get along with. I could be a lot at times. I could be, um, I have certain things about me that may ruffle some feathers, but to hear your own child, say certain things about, I lack empathy, or, that he no longer has respect for me. Um, yeah, that it hits hard. It really hits hard. But I don't want to go too much into that, because I don't want, that part of my life to go. I don't want too much of that to go public, right? But I'm just want to encourage parents. Despite your, each person has a backstory as to the origin of how, your children got here, how they were conceived, and the way you raised them, and the your thought process at that time, and the space you was in at that time. Whatever your backstory is, I just encourage you to just make the best out of that, because the child did not ask to be here, and they are a vessel, and, an extension of you, regardless to how they got here, regardless to the circumstances. You don't want to, take for granted, or abandon your responsibilities as a parent. And I'm just speaking in general. I'm not saying that this all applies to me. I'm just speaking in general. Whatever your situation is with your children, just, kind of love them a little bit harder, and, you don't want to subject them to certain things that would, um, to the point where they grow up with the resentment and outright anger towards you, to the point where they, um, express total disdain, because that feeling is not good. I don't wish this on anyone. I really don't, because I tried to be as present as I could for him, but I guess it wasn't enough. And, sometimes, it may come across that I lack empathy, but, because the way I might respond to someone that expresses their grievances towards me, but it's not that I'm being dismissive. It's just that I don't want there to be a factor to where I'm not, holding myself accountable, which I have. Um, but I know I have to work on being able to respond in a way that is more empathetic, or it's more towards, um, focusing on the other person's, perspective. So I am working on that. Um, but yeah, it's, some things that I really have to, kind of just, um, kind of deal with, privately. But I just wanted to share, some of it, just to kind of, like I said, to encourage those who may have strained relationships with their children, especially their children, adult children. Um, just be mindful of how, your relationship with them impacts them, as time goes on. Um, so yeah, so that's something I have to deal with, and it's hard, So that's why I uh, I kind of just get into a more into a space of solace. I get into a space of um, just being more to myself in these moments. I tend to, just kind of, do that self reflection thing to where I kind of just kind of take it all in a little bit, and just be one with God, of course, about it. But I'm continuing to work on me, you know, new year or not, I continue to work on me, continue to work on you. Um, I hope, like I said, there's prosperity, there's growth, and ways that we can um, develop more coping mechanisms when we handle certain situations. We develop the ability to handle conflict better, or to, be able to use better discernment with certain people, and whatever it is. Like I told you, I'm on my journey towards mental health, and I'm on my journey towards maintaining my physical health as well. So again, I thank you for supporting my platform. I do have a few interviews coming up in the upcoming weeks, so I'm looking forward to those. And I'm hoping that I can book more as the time comes. But I do have a few coming up. So far, I have my first interview of the new year. Um, so far booked for the 8th, and that's with the owner of BU Boutique, is a online shoe boutique. So I'm going to have her on the 8th. I think that's on a Monday, I believe. But I'm trying to get some very special guests on to kick off the new year. I'm still trying to get that. So I've been touching base, and just depend. It's just a matter of scheduling. But I don't want to get to the point where I'm being too pushy, or. But I just want, I just want something to be locked in as soon as possible. So it's not that I'm trying to be pushy or applying any pressure. But if it's like, okay, if you agree, to come on, like I always specify this, if you agree to come on my platform, and you agree and you express interest, just lock it in. Let's just lock it in and just get it going. I don't want the stringing along, and having to wait, because I'm gonna press my way regardless. And I'm hoping that these special guests will get back to me sooner than later. I'm really looking forward to having them on, because that's something I've been looking forward to, for the past couple of months, to have them on, especially to kick off the new year with, when it comes to um, interviewing, when it comes to um, who I book. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to all the other guests that's coming on that made the time to come through, and those who, like I said, shout out to those who even expressed the interest to come on to interview with me. Shout out to those, because for them to take the time to even respond to me in regards to wanting to engage in some dialogue, and to be informative, and share various topics, and share their vast knowledge of different avenues that we dive into. It's been a joy for me. It's been great for me this past 6 months. So I do appreciate those who took the time to come on. It was, even when uploading these clips on my platforms, just um, going back down memory lane, and how I evolved, my evolution so far on my platform, and those who I've interviewed with so far, and the content that I put out so far. It's been, I've enjoyed, kind of looking back on those videos. So I appreciate the support and the views. but bring those views here. Like I said before, bring those views here on my channel. I would appreciate it so very much. So I'm not, like I said, so that's going to be it for me. Until the next time I come on, I'm going to continue to just kind of bring as much to you as I can. And again, I just wish you the abundant an abundant new year, and have a good one.